What is an advanced soul? I don't know. I probably should have asked the person who called me that, but I would venture to guess that it has something to do with following the narrow path. At a family dinner, I met a cousin's partner for the first time, an older gentleman, like 70s. And he asked questions about what I'm doing in Grenada, how am I liking it, what do I see for myself, all these questions. Nothing out of the ordinary, but being here, I have already had to go through the spiel over and over. I felt slightly defensive at times because people will project their fear onto you. And all in all, I told him, it's just me and God here. I've been called, I heeded the call. That's all I can really say about my journey, and we'll see where it leads. He looks at me and he goes, so you're an advanced soul? And that took me by surprise because I don't feel like I've ever heard that term used. I don't think it's a term per se. I think that just came from his heart. That's just what he felt, was what he saw it as. And I was like, interesting. That is so interesting. But we couldn't get more into that conversation. And recently, that moment just came to mind. And I thought of, what is this journey? Like, what is an advanced soul? I've been thinking about Carl Jung, who talks a lot about the dark night of the soul. And when I started to study his work, I was like, this all sounds very familiar. And then I looked up his natal chart, and his astrology is very similar to my own. Not necessarily the placements, but the fact that in his mid-30s, Pluto transited his sun, which TLDR just means that he went to his depths. And he was transformed from the inside out and had no choice but to come to terms with what his soul wanted in this lifetime. And it's been a journey of deep, deep, deep depths. I've had to let go of literally all of my coping mechanisms at one point. Now, I think my coping mechanism is probably food. But even there, I'm like, look, I have had to deprive myself of good food for so long because I just was not getting it where I was living. So I am indulging less frequently from when I first got here. But yes, I do allow myself all of the treats and cakes and ice cream and the things that I've missed, the things that I haven't had since childhood. And we've come right back around to childhood. Literally, this morning, I realized that a childhood dream of mine might be coming to fruition. A childhood dream that I buried, speaking of the depths, years ago, like decades ago, because someone told me, an adult told me, that it wasn't realistic. And you hear those kinds of stories about people being told that their dreams aren't realistic and they just move on with their lives and do something else. But as a child, it's so easy to just suppress that, throw it away, and never remember it again. I remembered the situation. I finally put it into context and was like, oh, I totally threw that part of myself out the window. And it truly is coming back to be manifested. It is real. I think we are at a point in time, and by a point in time, I mean these couple of years, where we're being called to reclaim old dreams. Because those old dreams when we were young, they meant something. That's when we were closer to who we came here to be, closer to source. And those dreams had way more meaning than we could have ever known at the time. If you are feeling old dreams resurfacing, pay attention to them. There's a chance that your advanced soul might be opening up, making space for that to become your reality. So pay attention, stay open, and I love you. See you tomorrow.